What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Respect the Call. I'm your host, Nico, and I'm with my co-host, Coach Keas.
Let's do it. Train with Coach Keas. Coach Keas Hoops Academy is dropping sometime soon. I ain't give a release date yet for that. But
No, I mean, it's coming soon.
It's coming soon.
Just let them know. It's been a minute since we have done an episode, but it's also been a minute since the NBA season has been going.
It's been a minute since life has been regular. Like, it's just been a minute for everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's going.
Yeah, it's going.
We're on this train, and we're praying, and we're praying that there's a light at the end of this tunnel.
Yeah, a bright light.
Bright light. Change light.
Yeah.
Change light.
Okay, that's camera.
Yeah, your camera's there. My camera's here.
Okay, cool, perfect.
You ain't gonna be able to see yourself, but that's fine.
No, that's fine.
Because you gotta look this way anyway.
Yeah.
How you been, man? It's not like we ain't seen each other.
I know,
in a while.
right? We still been in communication, people. We still been in. We haven't lost contact, but I mean, just trying to stay up. It's tough right now, man. I talk to a lot of people. It's tough. You just gotta keep your head up.
Yeah.
Keep your head up. Stay positive, and really understand what's important.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. Like, what's really important.
It's funny the amount of people that just can't understand that, and yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting time. Everybody be safe out there with everything, with everything.
Yeah. So far, it's just been it's January.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Yeah.
February, the breakout happens, but America just kind of like
whatever.
March, the breakout. April, May, shutdown.
Yeah.
Going into June, we got. It's just you got to keep your head up and understand what's important and stay positive.
Exactly. I think this has been the only year where it's going by fast, but it feels so long.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you be like, damn, I don't even remember what happened last year. I ain't gonna forget this year.
This year right here, I'm gonna remember every month, every day, every second.
Exactly. March felt like forever. April kind of felt like a long day.
Yeah.
And then and then May, did its thing, and June it's doing its thing too. Yeah. So
it's
but we really need to keep our heads up. Yeah. And
the more we come together, I think it'll help, because it give a sense of hope as long as we stay together.
Yeah. This ain't time to turn on each other. This is not the time to just basically divide us in any kind of way. So you got to just, do whatever you can, do your part, be part of the conversation, and always and forever, Black Lives Matter.
For sure.
You got to value that, and you cannot degrade that message in any way, because until that is the truth for America, I don't think this fight would ever stop.
It won't stop.
So
it's all about understanding. That's it. Once you get to really understand, you can see, you can say you feel, you have to understand what's going on. But
and I'm just gonna say, you don't understand if you're still blurting out all lives matter. I don't think you do. It doesn't make sense to me, because when you do and you understand all the things, what the message is collectively, you're still blurting that out. I don't think you do. I don't think you understand it. But that's what we should be talking about. The conversation needs to keep going. Yeah. People need to get to understand. It's about that time. It's been a long time, but you need to understand. And social media is playing its role and constantly putting in people's face of what's always been going on. And don't get away from it. put your eyes to the screen and be like, if you don't want this to happen no more, speak up and do your part. Hold people accountable. Stop talking in private, thinking it's not going to come out in public. Just who you are in private should be some similarity to what you are in public. In some cases, I guess you could be a little bit more open in private, but just because you're saying it in private, doesn't mean that you're not that person in public. I guess if you feel comfortable saying it, whatever. But yeah, here at Respect the Call, we're always pro-black no matter what.
Pro-black no matter what.
So,
black-owned business.
Black-owned. It's black-run podcast.
Yeah.
Always will be.
Always.
No matter how corporate I get.
Gotta take pride into it.
Never forget your roots.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Do y'all part, yeah. But here on Respect the Call, this is a basketball podcast, but we ain't got no problems talking about real issues and stuff that goes on, because
that's what it's
everything, no matter what we talk about, things that's going on in the world can't outweigh what am I trying to say?
The things that really matter outside of what we do.
Yeah. Like if basketball is our conversation, we're gonna talk about racial things. And
for one, I'm gonna keep it real. The NBA is probably 80%, 85% African American.
Yeah.
So it's still a topic that needs to be talked about. We're talking about basketball, but the issue outside the court is dealing with us.
Exactly.
So we have to incorporate that. So.
Yeah. No matter what, even if it's football is having that conversation, we'll talk about it, because it's going to come to NBA as well, and it's a global issue. It's not just a
you seen the 18 countries?
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah,
bro. When I seen that, I was like, it show you we in a different time. We have a lot more power.
Yeah,
we just have to come together and really
let's
keep
make
pushing the issue. Like,
let's make it permanent.
Yeah, make it permanent. Like,
and it's always sad to say for me, because I'm always knowing that the change that we want won't happen in my lifetime.
Yeah, you don't think so, right? I think it's going to be maybe our kids whenever we do. Maybe.
Hopefully it's on the tail end, at least at that age.
Exactly.
That's what you prayed for.
Like, if my son is 27, I'm hoping he doesn't have to deal with any of this.
Yeah. Hopefully that's actually moved on. But, I mean, it changes forms.
500 years ago, and it's still like...
Yeah.
So
it changes forms. And... You just, I don't know. You just got to keep your head up, man. You can't let this stuff get to you, and let this be a reminder of, the message of the world and America, and let that, I don't know. Let's just try to change the narrative. What they say, move the needle. Make it better than, make this the most impactful, century that we can, and for the next century, they can say, things have changed a lot, but we still got a lot to go, or we don't have much to go through. Hopefully, that's the narrative at that time. But yeah, yeah,
it's good to put it out.
You got to, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to speak your mind in any way on any platform. Let your mind be heard. And, I mean, not if you're being negative. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Just because you can say whatever you want don't mean you can say whatever you want. That's a whole another conversation. But be safe. And rest in peace, George Floyd.
Yeah, rest in peace, George Floyd, man. Rest in peace to all of them.
All of them, man.
Breonna Taylor, I think her birthday was yesterday.
Yeah.
That's, it's sad to see. I made a post about it. This is what I was talking about. The video I made, it's sad that we still get racial profile. Like, it's sad. Like, I see it a lot, because I'm in different parts of Georgia alone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when I walk in certain places, it is like a different look. You can feel the vibe. It's a different look.
Right.
I mean, I walk with my chest high.
Exactly.
I put so much pride behind what I do.
Mm-hmm.
It don't make no sense.
Exactly.
And some people take that the wrong way, but it's because I've always looked at, you know, my parents weren't really able to hand nothing down to me, which kind of goes with nothing was. But it's like I take so much pride because I know when I get a certain age, I want my kid. I want to be able to hand something to them, even if it's a different side venture that I'm doing later on in life. Like I want to be able to say something, and it's not on my parents to do that. It's just the time my parents were born in the '70s, probably like yours.
Yeah,
they didn't have the opportunity, so it's like I want to change the narrative and give it to my kids.
Yeah,
like, boom, you can have this. You can choose what you want to do.
Yeah,
because in our culture we don't have that.
No.
Other cultures do.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say other cultures. We know what culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not their fault. It's just 500 years ago.
Yeah.
It's designed. It was designed for that.
Yeah.
And it was just, I told my mom, I was like, just think about if our great grandparents owned, example, Delta Airlines.
Yeah.
All it would have did was just, okay, next. All right, next.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would have eventually got to me like, all right, yeah, I own Delta. That's how it's happening for them. And then they look at, the ones that don't understand the past history, they look at us like, work hard for it. Or like, you got the same opportunity. No, we don't. No. Because our goes back to in a poverty situation and, we're in the projects. And how you, because it's, I don't know.
Yeah. I want my family to be able to be proud to be a Wilson.
Exactly.
And be like, a name holds some weight. And you're like, you're Nick Wilson's?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, if anything, though, I always want my kids to be able to change people's mind in a positive way. Be able to have that knowledge in their head of who they are and what they represent and what they can do, and people look up to them. So people value their opinion. I feel like it's like a bunch. Like, what if I just have one kid? like I got a bunch of kids. But yeah, that's always been my goal, and have that generational wealth in my family, and just being like carrying it on.
Yeah.
We'll be one day it'll be like the JCMN parade for we'll take over Macy's. Macy's goes out of business. Yeah. Then I'll be like, all right, let me buy that off y'all. I can run that.
And it can happen.
Or be in that talks where like Amazon and Google.
Exactly. And I feel like when we talk like that, some people think it's so far-fetched because it's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to see that. Like, you're not supposed to see us in certain situations. I told somebody this. This is not with everything, but I was like, have you seen a black guy with a suit? I'm talking about a decked out suit, nice watch, whatever. Most of it, depending on where you see him at, you might see him like in a nice fancy place or a corporate building. You would think he just left an interview. Like, oh man, who you interviewed for?
Oh yeah,
a Caucasian guy. He looked like he owned something because there's always been a stigma. It's been put in our brain from like commercials, movies, anything, man. Like TV, anywhere. Like you see the white man clean cut. It's praise. Now I'm glad it's changing. You do see some clean cut black African Americans or Africans that are in a situation to be in corporate America, which that's great. But it's like they don't understand the percentage of it. It's like 70%.
It's not enough to be the norm.
Yeah, it's not enough to be the norm. So it's like it's tough, and that's the part that some don't understand.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and it's on us to change that, and becoming that generation that we can say that where that idea seems to make no sense, where now it's such a norm to see black people in power, and you just you accept it. You don't question it at all. Like, especially in Hollywood, since that's kind of like my field of like being able to see those movies and you're not questioning the role, or that doesn't make sense for them to be doing that, or like why would that be happening, and like that doesn't happen. Like changing that narrative enough to go, I don't question that anymore, and that's a goal of mine as well. Yeah.
Had to get it off my chest.
Exactly. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And even talking, just even doing this, it makes you go.
Yeah. You know what's crazy?
I never say enough.
For the longest, I always kept my anger, and I'm like controlled. With this, it was like I couldn't control my emotions on it. Not like, oh, I'm about to boohoo cry. It was just like a rage of anger, because it's like, why is my people still going through this?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this still happening? You know, then you start to look at certain things like, am I given a equal opportunity? Like when I went out to certain things, like for jobs, like when I was working, like was I not hired because now you start thinking like, man, I went to corporate, then corporate fired me for something. You know, like you just start thinking like, what was the true meaning behind it? You know?
Exactly. It's a lot.
It make you start thinking, it gets you in your emotion.
Right. You don't want to be living a life that you're questioning yourself and thinking that you're not worth it because people just don't want to accept you no matter how worth it you are.
Yeah.
Just know that you were worth it. In anything, you're valuable. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Because, you know, when you're making millions and millions, or when you're successful, or when you got your business going across the country and across the world, you know, they can only say, well, you got lucky, or they may still degrade you in some kind of way. But at the end of your life, you can say that you did what you wanted to do, you know. Yeah. But yeah. So I hope y'all got something out of that for the most part. The conversation will never stop, and it shouldn't. And keep y'all heads up, y'all. Respect the movement. Respect it. But here at Respect the Call, we're going to be trying to talk about this new, this new thing that the NBA season says they're going to try to do. So, what we say, starting July 31st, they are going to start the season back up. You said that they're going to do 8 regular season games?
Yup, 8 regular season games. So, yeah, right after the 8 regular season games, it's going to hop right into the playoffs. They're going to do the seeding and then hop right into it.
There's going to be 22 teams. It's going to be 9 on the East and 13 on the West?
13 on the West.
Okay.
So, I think, you know what I was thinking, too? I think some of the teams on the West are fighting for a playoff spot. I think that's where, like...
They're
so
not going to mix it up.
Like, I think... Like they were like, well, let's give Portland, New Orleans a chance. Like not just go ahead and start it. Like at least give them 8 games where it fits within the time frame of what they had planned, which makes sense.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, it would have been very interesting because this probably would have been like the opportunity for them to, use this time to try out that new method of like not doing East or West. But I guess you can't really fault them for that. But I don't know. I was going to ask you who you think is going to win, but it's such a weird.
It's so weird right now.
Like, I don't know how.
I really got to see who's still in shape, to be honest.
Really?
I don't know who's been working out, who hasn't, who's got a belly. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's well, you see everybody posting up some stuff like they're working out. Like LeBron, he's still working out. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Kawhi working out.
Yeah,
but
he don't talk. So.
But is it really in shape? Like,
nah.
I think there's one thing about just working out and then just being conditioned and actually being able to work as a team. I don't know. I feel like there's some other elements of that besides just being in shape.
I feel like the timing is going to be off for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, then you think about like Clippers and Lakers, obviously were one of my biggest picks. I really wanted them to win more than anything, or just be able to go through the season and actually prove something. But I don't know. I think we're probably going to see a weird wonky playoffs. That's one thing because everything is in one city. It's in Orlando.
Yep. It's like AAU.
Yeah.
It's like AAU.
Just a little another AAU game. Yeah, it's gonna be very weird because everybody's just sitting in one little city, no home court advantage, and which a lot of teams a lot of people would factor that in as why they would win or something. But I guess Orlando technically has a home court
they
advantage,
got the home,
but they don't have the fans.
They don't have the fans.
So this is gonna be weird. Like, once again, I don't respect the college basketball, but I watch a lot of wrestling. I feel like I mentioned this on the episode before, but I watched the wrestling and I saw some weeks where they didn't have any crowds.
Really?
And it was, they tried it out, not to have any crowds. It was very awkward in times. And it was during WrestleMania. So that was another thing where it's a big event. Like think of the finals. Like we're going to see the finals with no crowd. So it's just going to be a bunch of squeaky, squeaky, squeaky.
I wonder if they're going to have music. Like,
no music. There's two things. I feel like we're kind of jumping around, but I guess two things is, are they gonna make us pay to watch it?
It's a good question.
I didn't see anything that confirmed or denied that, but I'm thinking like, since they're not having any attendance, are they gonna make us pay, or are they gonna try to push this NBA TV package or the NBA package on us and say that you ain't gotta pay whatever, or pay-per-view, yada yada yada.
Oh yeah, for sure it's gonna be NBA TV.
But I feel
because I heard they're gonna be having days where they play all day, like from like start at 12 and then end at 7, or maybe that was just like a speculation.
Yeah. There's been a lot of rumors out, but I don't know. I think it would look bad on NBA if they just made us pay. But then you also thinking
the business side of it.
Yeah. But I mean, how much money did y'all need?
I know, $50 packages. Like
packages.
You get 8 games plus playoffs and finals.
I don't know. It's gonna be a very interesting start of the season.
I don't know. I didn't think about that part.
No, because like we said, there's no crowd, so there's no money coming in from the fans. There's no really incentive to throw it out for free. But I'm also like, you can't make us pay. That's like a bad look on y'all. It'd be like, oh. Or maybe they're trying to push exclusive stuff. Like, you can see the game, but, maybe you're not going to see all the games. But
they might show you 30-second highlights.
Right.
This is what's going on. Head over to NBA TV or something.
But I guess it's kind of like, though, if you do it that way, where it's only certain games being played, or if you want to watch this, yada, 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 are they going to flip it? Because you know how, like, you wouldn't just see a New York Knicks game. Like, you probably would have had MSG Network or whatever to see those games. Are they going to try to flip it and be like, oh, you want to see the Lakers and the Clippers? Like, okay, you're going to have to pay. It's not like, because normally the ones are primetime TV, it's on prime time. So it's like, whatever, you're gonna see the games you really want to see, but are you gonna have to pay for the ones you really want to see? I hope not. NBA, please, please don't do that.
Just televise it on Sports Center. We need that right now.
Yeah,
we need that. We don't.
It's gonna be weird because we're gonna hear all the play calls. Hey, go down. Let's go back.
That's all we're going. It's gonna be like
watching a scrimmage game.
It's gonna be like
summer league games.
But no fans, but you're gonna hear all of that. Hey, screen down, come up.
Yep. Dang, this start is gonna be very interesting. I know another thing that they was talking about was like how the coaches need to be prepared. Where I think they were saying because of the virus, people that are like 65 and older are more at risk.
Yeah.
So they said that, well, basically, if you're younger than 65, I don't know which coaches are younger than 65. I'm pretty sure there are.
Yeah, it's
I just can't think of any, especially the ones of the teams that are in there right now. But I know like Greg, he's older. He's like 70 something. You had to put on a mask. But it wasn't it's not a requirement for people that's under 65 to do it. So it's almost putting those coaches at a disadvantage because they got to talk through a mask to coach. So it was like almost saying, should it just be no mask in general, or It's such a weird predicament. This is why I said it's very interesting to just start opening things up as if there's just no problems. Because now you're going to run into like, okay, the reason why y'all won the finals because the coach had a mask on.
He
couldn't say anything. Then people are like, well, they're superstars. They should know how to play. They shouldn't even. The coaches don't even talk to the players like that anyway. You know, you already see those arguments starting up. Because it made me think about like how LeBron, the first time LeBron won was it the lockout year?
2012.
I
think it was.
I think it was the lockout year. We started late in the season already.
Something like that.
It was something like that, and then he won.
Because they beat OKC.
Right. And I
so
think
it wasn't 2000. It was like 2012. Was it 12? Because they played Dallas.
Yeah. Well, they lost against Dallas.
They lost to Dallas, and then they played OKC the very next year.
Yeah, next year they won. Yeah.
What year was that?
Because they won twice.
Back to back.
Yeah, and then they lost that last year.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
something like that.
I can't remember that. I think that was a lockout year.
Right. But and somebody else, I forgot where I was listening to this at, but somebody else was talking about how when the Spurs won in 99, I think.
It's a short season.
Yeah, it was a short season. But, we don't talk about that one as much.
Because it's so old.
Yeah.
So long ago.
So long ago.
So long ago.
But I mean, next year we talk about when Kobe won. So it's like, what do we really value? We value 98 and 2000, but we don't value 99. Like, that was actually a pretty interesting year for them. Yeah. Even though it was a short season. But I was thinking about, does it really taint his legacy? But we didn't really talk about, I don't hear it, but I'm not.
If LeBron won the finals, it wouldn't do anything to his legacy.
No.
It'd be like, dang, it was a weird season, but for the most part, give respect. Especially after all of this, it really be like, you know, what team's in shape, who's not in shape. I seen James Harden looking like he dropped some weight, so I'm excited to see the Rockets.
How much weight? Well, he did look like he was getting a little chunky.
Yeah, he's getting a little chunky.
I was thinking like, well, James Harden seems pretty like a small guy anyway. Yeah. It's I'm always wondering, like, are they okay? I know another thing that they was talking about was not doing like a tip ball. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Like just check up.
Not check up, more like, here's the ball for this half. Like, he just give you the ball.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that was set. I think that was probably one of the rumors, maybe. But that was another way of them saying, like, just trying to get the games to go instead of playing tip ball or whatever. Just kind of, if you had the home court advantage, you would have just had the ball first.
Okay.
But I think in most cases, it would have just been nice to just play normal. But it feels like they also need to speed it up. Because,
yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot of different setups because they need the games to go fast.
Yeah, it is.
I might get one time out of half or something. Like keep the game going so we can get all these games in and out.
Yeah. It's a very. I don't think that it's necessary to do that, but I don't understand the time they're trying to do everything anyway.
Yeah, I didn't understand why July 31st.
Yeah, why
not next week? I mean, I
guess
know.
it would have gave people the time
to get in shape a little bit.
Exactly.
Like you got the whole month of June.
Exactly.
Pretty much all of July didn't start.
Because they can easily say that they didn't give them enough time to get ready.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty good enough time to say, hey, we're planning on starting back up. Here's the date. Get ready. We're about to play. We're opening up some training facilities. And
I read on that too. Nobody's really going to them. Nobody was going to them.
No, but then the thing is, another thing that happens, what happens if 4 games in, right? If we got 8-game season, right? 4 games in, LeBron has been tested for corona.
I was thinking that. I was like, what happens if we started, right, and somebody gets sick?
Yeah.
And they test positive.
They just
shut
out.
the season?
Yeah, the season's out.
Are we back to square one? The world's going to shut back down. Hey, everything is shut. Like,
Exactly.
Or is it to the point now where we're accepting the sickness and accepting that this is a real thing, and it's like hey, if you get it, you get it. Because that's what the world is doing
That's
now.
what it
Everybody
seems
acting
like
like it ain't no pandemic, no virus going around. They open everything.
Yeah, well, those businesses to start opening up.
I'm not even gonna, you know. I mean, even with me, like I open part, and it's like I don't want to be a hypocrite and be like,
yeah.
But even with my camp, I'm still keeping it to a minimum.
Yeah.
Like I never wanted too many. I didn't even want to really do it. But I just don't understand it. Like, what are we gonna do if somebody tests positive?
Yeah, and people still are, because I think like a week or two ago, I think I saw Patrick Ewing.
Yeah,
he got it, and I'm thinking like,
I didn't hear nothing else after it. Though.
Yeah, that's kind of most of the case.
Yeah,
hey, he's been tested. Da da da. Okay, he's back. Okay, yada yada yada. So, but I'm just interested. That changes. Does that change the team? Because look, same thing. Like, okay, like yeah, say LeBron gets it.
Mm-hmm.
If you put him out, and then you test everybody else out, and they're okay.
And it's just LeBron.
Are you gonna shut the team off for? They got a game tomorrow.
LeBron can't play.
He can't. Is he out for 2 weeks? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. That's such a.
And then
weird,
if it's, don't let it be the wrong time when they say, yeah, he just has to sit out for 14 days.
Yeah.
Well, the finals happen and it's over with.
Yeah.
Now is like that's an argument of Lakers would have won if LeBron, like Lakers would have won if LeBron was playing like that. Now they have an argument for that. So, and I would agree with them because it sucks.
Lakers would have won.
Lakers would have won if LeBron was playing. So
it's funny how you can see that too.
Yeah, I kind of want everybody to stay like, no, I don't want no cases, so it could be an easy judgment once this is over. Because yeah, the season's starting at a different time, but it's still gonna go. We're still gonna have the same kind of format in a way. Mm-hmm. So whoever wins at the end of this, I don't say, oh man, the season was short and all of.
You don't think it'll take it away from him?
Nah. I'm still going with Clippers though.
Clippers? Really?
Man, I'm still going with Clippers.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I want Clippers to win. I would like the Clippers to win. But I definitely can hear. I mean, if they win, they win. They deserve it. But I could definitely hear that argument of like, only reason why Kawhi won because it's just about it and was he really a good player and it'll
be another stain on his because they already try to take what he did last year because it was in the finals. Whatchamacallit? When he played, he beat LeBron. No, he beat the Warriors. My bad. Beat the Warriors, but Clay got hurt.
Oh yeah,
KD got hurt.
The full Warriors.
So it was like they already put a stain on that. Like,
it's not like Golden State did not have a chance to win.
Yeah, they still had a chance.
Like, I think people are discrediting what the Warriors can do. Like,
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a big fan. Well, no, as a basketball fan, I'm like, I'm not a Warriors fan, so I'm always kind of like defaultly against them. But as a actual basketball fan of like looking at the whole thing, I like how Golden State is set up. Where no, they're not the team that you're like going to say, ooh, they're going to win everything. But they somehow do pull it off. Yeah. No, everybody always said that three ball, they're gonna have to get in the paint. They can't be like that. They need a big man. They need this. They didn't need it,
and they won without it.
They won
3 times. So
and then it was before KD.
Yeah,
so
even before KD,
that wasn't even a huge problem. Well, a huge need, but it added to them. So it's like, why don't discredit the Golden State Warriors? Is all I'm saying. I mean, technically, I guess everybody is quote unquote healthy. Or, sorry, I'm bouncing again because I just thought about something like, what if people get tested positive but they never showed any symptoms, and now they can't play, but they're fine,
Yeah.
But I guess technically that's not the point. The point is if they test positive, they need to sit out.
Yeah.
I guess that should be the rule.
Somebody else. What is it called? Asymptomatic or something?
Something like that, yeah.
So if somebody else isn't that, you know, now that person's sick with a fever. And,
yeah. It's a very, very interesting season.
I don't know. Are they gonna play with masks on? Like, you know, it's just like, what's the proper way to play basketball right now?
Exactly. I don't know if I don't know. Did the baseball season end this year or did it stop this year? I was about to say the only team that's won and went through their whole season is the NFL. Yeah. And it's like if you see any records of 2020, basketball, hockey, baseball, you're like,
I'm not even gonna lie.
What happened that season?
I don't even know anything about baseball. It's so like unimportant. Like,
oh, okay.
I like going to the game sometimes. It's just like
I respect the game.
Yeah, no. Respect the game.
I respect it. I don't think it's easy to hit a bat to a baseball at all, and I don't even think it's easy to throw it. No. So, you know, I ain't got nothing against it. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm not into it.
The easiest thing is probably running.
Sure.
You know, it's probably easy.
Maybe like the logistics of like trying to steal a base or make it there or hit it far enough. It trips me out that some people hit it like across the doggone field and then almost get out at second base. You're like, how long was that ball out there for? How fast is he throwing it that happened? So it amazed me at times, but like you said, we're not fans. That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a baseball is I think it's a great sport for the people that like it. You know? And I definitely, like you said, I definitely respect it.
Exactly. You got to respect the sport. Take a bunch of hashtags.
I know,
respect
right?
The sport.
Respect the call. Respect the sport. Respect the game.
Respect the game. but so I guess right. Let's just do this.
They say the finals will be no later than October 12th, but that's weird because.
Well, you got to think of the playoff still plays normal.
The draft is going to happen October 15th. So it's going to be
that's if there's a game 7.
That's if there's a game 7. So it's like right after that.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Immediate. And the free agents start, then the draft.
And then the new season start December. So it's like they have 1 month off. Well, the teams that didn't make the cut, y'all got like 10 months.
That's crazy to think. I just got drafted. All right, you about to play next week.
It's like normally they get drafted in what, June, right? Yeah. If I'm not July.
Yeah, something. Well, maybe it might be June.
Late June. It's like late June.
Oh, late June because the finals is going on by June. So yeah, late July, June, whatever.
August, September. You got about 2-3 months before you really even
suit up. Let's go.
Now it's like you get drafted. You
pick up draft.
You got practice in November, so it don't even matter. Like you got
get your butt ready.
October, yeah. Man, that's a tough one.
Hey, what you doing? You didn't even get to sign your contract. You just
as soon as you sign, all right, I need you to go put your practice uniform on and meet us on the court.
Meet us on the court right now.
I can't even enjoy my not go on the court. Nope. Suicide. I wonder if they do suicides in the NBA.
I be wondering if they even practice, like do actual drills. I'm always thinking, they just play scrimmage games.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that maybe they work out.
I feel like you got to work it on your own.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of defines who is what role and who get paid what, because you took it upon yourself to go get better outside of team practice where we're just going over plays.
Yeah.
And options. It
is funny to think. It seems like things get more relaxed the more professional you get. But I don't know, maybe it is still tough because it's a lot more on you. And it's crazy to think that you can get paid millions and millions of dollars and then being like let go. Like I used to get a $3 billion paycheck.
I know, right?
And now I'm like not even playing. Where did my value go? Yeah. That's NBA is such a tough business.
Tough business, man.
You can't be selfish and you can't be a team player because the team will go, "Oh, you're gone. You're selfish. Why you all by yourself? You got to be about the team."
Yeah, it's tough, man. It is tough.
So, Now we got the NBA season is going to be starting. So essentially, what are we going to be seeing? If it's going to be 8 teams, and let's just say 8 teams on one side, let's just say 4 games. So is that 32 games?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially. 32, 64 on both sides. So we probably are potentially going to see 64 games in a matter of
It's about right.
October. I mean, to August to October.
I think they may be playing every day.
That's so crazy.
They're gonna have to play every day.
I mean, they're in one place, so there's no traveling.
Yeah, there's no travel. So,
but your body still got to rest.
So I wonder how they're gonna do, like, housing for the players. Like, do they have them up somewhere? Like, are players flying? Like, I know some players may live in Miami, so they could be like, well, I'm just gonna stay home and just kind of.
I mean, some of them could just room together, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I would have hit up D-Wade and be like, yo, you know LeBron's ain't a D-Wade.
Oh, I know LeBron definitely going. Hey, wait, you know the situation.
He probably got his own house there.
He probably do.
Actually,
I think he sold it, but I think he got.
Yeah. He can get it. Maybe a little B&B. So let's say we got 22 teams, and we say we got 15 people per 22 teams. That's 300 people. It's just saying there's 50 people on each team, whatever. 300 people in the state of Orlando. They're just about to
They just came and moved.
They just came and moved. They're just chilling there for the next month.
I'm trying to think, man. If you're a business owner in Orlando, this is your opportunity.
You think so? You think they have time? I think delivery is going to be a big thing. But
yeah, like if you're like my bad,
or a chef.
If you're in Orlando and you do food, anything with food,
yeah,
this is your time.
This is your time.
This is your time to shine, man. Dang, I wish they was coming to Atlanta.
Trying to pass out your business card.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'll be doing what is it? Uber. I'll be like, hey, let me get on Uber Eats.
Hey man, I'm a basketball coach, but I'll deliver y'all food over.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm delivering for. What did it say? LeBron James? Hey, bro. Yeah, I train him. Yeah.
LeBron.
Act like I don't know who it is.
LeBron James.
Like, don't you play ball?
You play ball? You look like you play basketball.
I know, right? You look like you play basketball.
I remember that video that he had where he was like in a pizza place. I'm like, first of all, LeBron, 6'8", 260-something pounds of a player, probably a little smaller now, but you can't recognize him. But I guess we really don't play. I couldn't recognize a baseball player
at all.
So
at all.
Maybe not. Maybe that is true. Maybe you really don't watch the sport.
Yeah, if you don't really. I mean, it's hard to get away from LeBron. Like players like that, it's hard to get away from.
Especially a sport where your face is shown. Like NFL, maybe you can get away with it. But I can see Odell from a mile away.
Yeah,
kinda.
Yeah.
He's still tall. He's a tall guy. He ain't short.
Yeah.
Like maybe somebody like Kyle Korver, like maybe I won't recognize him.
Yeah. I mean, you would recognize him just because, but I know what you mean. Like somebody that didn't know basketball, you just see this tall white guy, like
you like,
oh, okay,
you kind of look like Kyle.
Yeah, like, you're playing NBA.
Oh, no, okay. But if I see Greek, I know that's Greek. Yeah. Like, there's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
But I don't know. Some people do look different in person. When I was like, what was it? The Dream Team documentary where what's his name? John Stockton.
Oh yeah, John Stockton. Yeah, I heard him say that.
Yeah. He could blend in. I probably could not tell you. I probably could tell you I saw John Stockton today. Because he does look like a regular guy.
Like a regular guy.
But you can go Jordan, he's 6'6". I'm gonna see him.
You're gonna see him for sure.
But I don't know. It's gonna be a very interesting season.
How did the Suns make it? How are they?
What's their record? Maybe that's what you gotta look at. Because that's probably why because the West has always had that issue where
the record is not that bad compared to the East, but because they're in the West, it's
they're probably like 480. Like they're probably toting that line of maybe 500 if they had more games, but they're definitely beating out East. And I don't know, when you think about it like that, I can understand why you would go top 16 teams. Yeah. But I just don't. I don't like playoffs. That's Oklahoma versus the Bucks.
Yeah.
What? Is this not the finals? This is a playoff game.
Yeah, like it kind of give you, because then the finals get here and it's like
Yeah.
That's a dilemma I was having. I was with it, then they'd be like, nah, because then what if the finals is in the first round?
Yeah.
Then when the finals happen, you get two teams you don't even
right.
want to see.
But I mean, I guess that's because it's the norm. And maybe, done right, I probably would just be like, okay, I'll accept it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like the fact that it's East and West and Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. Because what do you just call it? Semifinals? It'd just be semifinals now. I don't know. There's so much history in the East and West.
Yeah.
And then it just
throw it away.
Yeah. Just because the East can't get it together. That's not fair.
Who you got coming out the East? Based on who they selected.
Who they select? You don't think it's You don't think? You don't think
I
they
didn't
want?
even see that. They got Brooklyn Nets. Okay, so now that makes sense. On why I've been seeing posts about Kevin Durant saying he's not playing. I wonder if Kyrie gonna play.
I think he will.
I think he will.
You're right. It could, but that's not fair. I don't know. I guess it ain't about fair because you worry about his health. Is it worth him getting hurt off of a season that he can't really do anything with?
Yeah.
That is a weird situation to be in. I'm kind of torn between Boston. Huh.
I like Miami too.
Yeah. Miami's looking good. And I know one year they're really gonna pull it out. But yeah, I'm let's just say Boston and Bucks. Yeah, let's just say Boston. But I was gonna say like Bucks definitely, but the Bucks really throw me off every time they get in the playoffs. You be thinking y'all got the pieces, you just can't. You ain't got the execution of getting there. So granted, we might see a Bucks and Clippers finals this year.
What if it's the Lakers and Celtics?
That'd be crazy.
I don't know.
That'd be a nice photo op. It's always interesting to see those teams going against each other after years and years of history. You're like, wow, okay, whatever. Let's just get the same thing all the time.
I know, right? I don't know. Hopefully, it's a good turnout to this situation.
Yeah,
we need it though. We need some type of. Like, I know they brought back golf, but that wasn't enough. That was cool though, but it wasn't enough. But
it was a very interesting thing to do.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. Peyton Manning. That's my favorite quarterback of all time. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, the Nicholson, whatever. I don't know golf.
Nicholson.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but
the Nicholson guy.
It was fascinating to watch, but now it's like, all right, we need this. We need NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, we need that. None of that 2K. None of that NBA players playing janky 2K.
Yeah, that was so trash. I didn't watch none of that. I'm not gonna watch players play that.
I watched a little bit of it, but then it was like, it's just kind of weird because then they're kind of just talking.
That's what I seen. I was like, it's not even really into it. I think the NBA just paid them to do this just to stay relevant.
Yeah, and I don't fault them for doing it because I'm like, it seemed like something that would have been entertaining, but that's not what people. It just wasn't executed right. And maybe in one time they're going to be able to do that right. Doggone it, I keep hitting this stupid thing. But yeah, so who's your let's just do this. Who you think is going to come out the West?
Clippers.
Who you think is coming out the East?
Boston.
All right. So I got Clippers and Bucks.
Either or works.
Yeah. And winning that, Clippers.
Yeah. I feel like the Clippers. And when the Clippers win,
and when the Clippers win,
it's gonna be Kawhi. Like, he's gonna get that stamp of approval. Like,
exactly. You got it. You did it. Two different teams.
But then it's gonna be the ones that's like, oh, it's because it's a short season. It's gonna be those.
I was about to say he would be like the first ever player to get a finals on two different teams, but I don't think that's true because I think JaVale McGee.
What you mean?
Like being able to get a
like back to back
win, but two different teams. Because actually, I think Steve Kerr obviously has that title. I think because he won in '98 and then he won in '99
with two different teams.
Yeah, he won with the Spurs.
He sure did. Yeah, you got those straggler players that just kind of like you make the roster.
Exactly,
you
but I mean,
one specific
maybe
thing.
they may say they actually led the team to the win. Yeah. So Kawhi will have that title on him, and
I think
that's crazy to think right now to consider Kawhi a legend.
I know.
It's like
if he won again, I mean, you have to.
I mean, he's in the conversation now.
Yeah, he's in the conversation now.
But it's weird to submit that already. Like we can submit LeBron. We can LeBron. We can submit LeBron. We can submit KD. We can submit Curry. We can even submit like Kyrie.
Yeah. I hate when people couldn't even get it right. I want to say I love when people talk down on him, but then I was like, no, I hate when people talk down on him.
Yeah. We can submit Kawhi. I mean, we can submit not Kawhi. We can submit Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul for sure.
But it's like, I mean, Westbrook, Harden. But the problem with people like Westbrook, Harden, Paul George, it's like they all kind of are tainted because they just can't get that one. So they'll be in that class later, like how they kind of almost like how they did Charles Barkley, where you're in that class later, even though you were a dominant player at the time. So, I hope they all get one, but that's just me being nice. You know, like, I hope everybody wins.
I wanted Melo to get one, but
Melo, just you want to get a dub? Let's work out, and I'll be that guy. I'll get you to the finals. We'll get that dub.
Nah, for real.
For real. Let me just get to the NBA. I just want to see how that feels. Let me get my first couple games. I'll be nervous as I'll get out, airballing.
Well, there's no fans. Who knows how long it's going to last?
No, I'm on TV. I know. I know people are watching
I'm
me.
not even gonna lie. Like, if it was no fans, I probably wouldn't be. I'd be less nervous because I always thought about
my legs to be shaky.
If I did make it to the NBA, all right, Keas, you in the game? Like, how my uniform gonna look? Like, am I gonna look like that player that's nervous?
Your warm up gonna look all huge on you.
Yeah.
You gonna look like a kid. See me? I mean, Chris Paul don't really look like a kid on the court, but him the same height.
Yeah, I was about to say you got the height,
but I don't really feel like I feel like I'm smaller than everybody. So what am I gonna do? I can change my game. Just hit me up. I could do it.
I hope Portland dude make it or something. I want to see Damian Lillard.
See Damian, another person that's gonna be tainted because he can't get that one.
Get one.
But I mean,
and he's if not the best point guard in the league right now, top 2.
Is Tracy McGrady in the Hall of Fame?
I think he is.
Okay. Seems like he should be.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say, like, people like Vince Carter, he finally just retired, so they can finally start putting him in the Hall of Fame. But, well, all in all, man, this NBA season is crazy. 2020 is very crazy. And hopefully we'll see some very interesting games. Hopefully, I want it to be as entertaining as possible, most competitive as possible. I wonder if it's going to be like a 30% field goal percentage.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of bricks, I believe. And I think they playing in the Milk House too, right?
Really?
ESPN, Disney. I played there.
Oh, I forgot about that. I keep forgetting that ESPN or Disney owns ESPN.
Yep.
That's the kind of wealth I need.
Like
Disney, like, oh, we got that too.
Yeah, we got that. Oh, y'all want to do it here?
You
just let us know.
Just let us know.
Just let us know.
We'll televise it all over the place. Because guess what? We do ESPN, and we do ABC, and we got Fox.
Yeah, they got money. Whoever's in that family household, you're good forever.
Yeah.
As long as they don't do nothing stupid.
I saw an interview of Walt Disney's daughter, We was talking about how millionaires or billionaires don't get taxed as much, and it was like, even if she, like she don't get taxed enough.
Wow.
And it was during that whole time of them talking about should tax more of the rich, put more taxes on the rich, or what have you. I forgot what the whole conversation was about, but it was about that, and she makes a lot of money, and so it's like she ain't never got to worry about anything. No. And that's nice, but I don't know, man. There's something that gives you character when you ain't got that much money.
No, it make you work.
At least
hard.
the growth is nice,
It make you.
I feel like the first generation
integrity
may get that same feeling for a second, with the right guidelines and parenting and yada yada yada. But the second one, you probably have to work on and be like, hey, this ain't just given to you.
Yeah.
This ain't just a thing everybody has, so value it. But is there anything else you want to say, bro?
Outside of the basketball, like we said earlier, man, just positivity. Keep your head up. We'll get through these times, and enjoy yourself on what really matters.
Right. Be nice. Be respectful. Don't degrade people because of the color of their skin. Makes no doggone sense to me. But do your part. Pay attention. Try to understand one another. And we'll get through this. Yeah. But I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. And if y'all did, be sure to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. We're everywhere you can get your podcast. I'm pretty sure that's probably how you're listening to this. Subscribe to us on the Respect the Call YouTube channel. I post things on there sometimes. It's been a minute, but I'm trying to be more active on there. And you can follow Coach Keas at Coach Keas and at _ nothing was handed. Yes, sir. You can follow me at Just Call Me Nico, JUSCALLMENICO. And also subscribe to me on the JC Man Network YouTube channel. So I greatly appreciate all of that. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, beautiful day. And, do your thing. Always be yourself. You got a friend in me. Just start singing that song out. I think Disney might strike me for that.
I know, right? Are we on that too?
Are we on that? Can't even hum that.
Nah, for real. We on everything.
Right. All right, y'all. Bye-bye.
Peace out.